All right, let's jump right in. We all know generative AI is a total game changer for engineering and product development. It promises incredible speed, right? But how do you use that power without, risking your company's crown jewels? That's exactly what we're going to unpack today. How to get that amazing acceleration while still protecting your intellectual property and making sure your products are safe. And just so we're all on the same page, the material for this explainer comes straight from Chapter 7 of a tutorial by Virtualization Options LLC. So let me just start by asking this. What if your team, your entire engineering team, could suddenly design, code, and test everything 10 times faster? Just think about that for a second. The breakthroughs you could make, how fast you could get to market, it's a huge competitive advantage. Well, that's not science fiction anymore. That's the real promise of generative AI. But, and this is a big but, with all that incredible power, there's a hidden cost. There are these risks that, if you don't manage them, could be, well, pretty catastrophic. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the good stuff, the upside. We're calling this AI engineering's new superpower, because it's not just about one little piece of the puzzle. We're talking about a tool that can speed up the entire product lifecycle. And what's so cool is how AI can plug in at literally every single stage. At the very beginning, for concepts, it can spit out new design ideas. During the actual design and modeling, it can explore tons of alternatives, way faster than a human ever could. Then you get to implementation, and bam, it's helping with code. Then it's helping generate test cases for validation. And even after you launch, it can sift through field data to find ways to make the product better. It really touches everything. But here's the pivot. With all that incredible speed, you run into what the source calls the hidden dangers of speed. And this is that critical point where your innovation starts moving faster than your engineering discipline can keep up. And that's a really dangerous place to be. I love this metaphor. Think of it like this. AI is like dropping a Formula One engine into your car. You've got insane speed, right? But if you don't also upgrade the brakes, the steering, and add a roll cage, that's your governance, you're not going to win any race. You're just going to crash. So governance isn't there to slow you down. It's what gives you the control to actually handle all that new power. Let's make this really, really tangible. Imagine your team has a genius idea, a total breakthrough. You're using some AI tool to flesh it out, and somehow that secret sauce, your proprietary design, gets leaked before you file the patent. What's the price tag on that loss? For most companies, we're talking a staggering amount of money. And losing your IP is just one of 4 huge risks here. You've also got to worry about design quality and safety. What if an AI introduces a subtle flaw that leads to a product recall? Or your documentation doesn't meet regulatory standards? And here's a sneaky one. Over time, if you rely too much on these tools, you could actually see the core problem-solving skills of your team start to fade. Every single one of these is a major, major threat. So what do? The answer is not to ban AI. No way. It's to build what we're calling the Engineer's Governance Playbook. It's basically a framework for balancing all that cool innovation with the kind of discipline that's always been at the heart of great engineering. And this is the absolute key. Professional responsibility does not go away. If a licensed professional engineer puts their stamp on a design, they are personally on the hook for it. It makes no difference if an AI helped build it. The buck stops with a human expert, period. This table here lays it out beautifully. It gives you a super clear guide on where and how to use AI. So, can it help with things like requirements analysis or early stage design? Yep, absolutely, as long as a human engineer reviews it. But look at safety analysis or regulatory submissions, the answer is a hard no. AI can support these things, sure, but it can't perform them. The final call has to be human. And this also means AI-generated work doesn't get a free pass on testing. Not at all. Any design, any code that comes from an AI has to go through the exact same rigorous validation and verification you'd use for human work. In fact, you might even need to be more stringent because AI could introduce totally new and unexpected ways for things to fail. Okay, so we've seen the power, we've seen the pitfalls. Now for the fun part. How do you actually do this? Section 4 gives us a practical roadmap for putting AI to work safely in your own organization. It's a clear 5-step game plan. First, start small. Use it for lower-risk stuff like documentation. Second, run a pilot project on a non-critical system, somewhere a mistake isn't the end of the world. Then, you establish clear standards for how AI gets used. Step 4, and this is a big one, invest in training your team not just to use the tool, but to think critically about its output. And finally, you have to monitor and measure the impact on everything. And I think this quote just nails the whole mindset shift you need. Don't think of governance as a bunch of red tape designed to slow you down. The best way to frame it is as a natural extension of the professional discipline and the commitment to quality that, as an engineer, you already value so much. So we're going to leave you with this one question to chew on. The incredible speed of AI is here, and it's only getting faster. The real question you need to ask is, are your safety systems, your discipline, your governance, your professional standards keeping up? Or is your team's innovation starting to outpace its discipline?